to my show, HR Talk with Eva Dias. I am Eva Dias, CEO and founder of a company called Phoenix Human Capital Solutions. And as always, I've been here to try help you leaders, you who are workers, professionals, struggling with your careers and searching for solutions, answers. Hopefully, I can help you. And I want to start, as always, thanking my supporters, followers, viewers. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so very much. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday, whatever you have celebrated, whether this is Easter, Passover, whatever you have taken. So I hope you had a fantastic time. And today I'm here to talk about something that is very, very current. And I'd say one of the hot topics in the process of leading teams. It is the leadership of hybrid teams. You all know that after the pandemic, many people don't want to go back to an office anymore. They prefer to resign. And here in US, we have the wave of big resignation. And one of the driving causes is because people did not want to go back there. So first, let's understand the causes or the benefits of working from home and why people really don't want to go back. So number one, they become their managers of their time. In other words, they have much more time. They have time to enjoy their families, having a much more integrated life between work, private life, and everything that goes with that. Because they don't spend that much time driving, commuting. They don't have to breathe the pollution. They have a much better quality of life. They can produce still, whether equally or even more, because they are less stressed. So that's very, very important. Number two, both employees and employers are saving money. And employers, I can tell you, big money. So, but let's start with employees first. Well, they don't have to pay for gas. They don't have to pay for all the expenses with their cars. They also don't have to pay for probably their meals outside home. There are even, I'd say, I go one notch ahead and by saying that even money buying clothes or clothing to go to office to present themselves, in a much more sophisticated manner. Because if you are not on a screen talking to somebody, you can always dress very casual. And dressing very casual costs much less money, right? But remember, I always recommend if you are on the screen, so please follow the protocol and be respectful of whomever is watching you. But that's a different topic for a different day. So employers, how are they saving money? It's very simple. And I believe personally that this is not something that started with pandemic. But to be honest with you, the pandemic only closed the circle of, or the cycle of something that was supposed to, started to happen way before, which is, okay, work from home home office eliminates the cost of facilities, office facilities, and maintenance. And this is a huge expense when we look, most probably the only biggest one is the payroll, or of course, the raw materials. But imagine for a moment those companies that can now save on office space and everything that goes with it. So it's big money that employers are saving. So they are both benefiting from savings point of view, employees and employers. The third and very, very important benefit is the one that relates to health and wellness. It's been proven that those working from home are experiencing much less issues with mental health, stress, and everything that is driven by stress to their health. And I personally can witness this. I became working from home and I quit completely offices 6 years ago. And I can tell you that my health improved tremendously because I don't have that kind of stress anymore. So these three, just to recap. Number one, being the owner of your time. You manage your time. Number one benefit. Number two, and not necessarily in this order, okay? Number two, savings for both employees and employers. And number three, health improvement. This is fantastic, right? So then you might be there asking yourselves, why do I go back to an office? Difficult, right? So some people, I'd say a great percentage, is still privileged they work at the office, and that's fine. That's okay. But that is what creates the challenge for my topic today, the leadership of hybrid teams. In other words, having half of your team working from home and half of your team working in the office. As a leader, how are you planning for that or to solve for that? So I'm going to share with you some tenets that I believe can be very useful, and hopefully it will help you with this so important and challenging topic. Number one, does your team has a purpose? Have you already built on a purpose for the team? Does your team know what they are there for? Who is their stakeholders? What the team wants to achieve? What is the impact of what they are doing in the big scheme of things inside this organization? So, very important. And if the team has a purpose, the team also will develop the values or the pillars or goals to sustain this purpose. They are going to be identified and live by those values and be very truthful to the pillars that sustain the purpose. They also will be able to develop a strategy to make sure that they will not digress from this purpose. And in order for a team to build on a very solid, sustainable purpose, I strongly recommend or ask the question, is your team aligned? Is your team aligned around the same objectives? Is your team mature enough to put their own objectives in front of the biggest objectives of the team and move forward. Thus, the members of these teams understand what they are there for, purpose, and how they can contribute to make it happen. That's very, very important. Because think for a moment of teams that has been, for the existence of businesses, global teams. They don't necessarily work in the same room, right? Normal. They work in different countries, different cultures, different languages, and yet they are able to interact and perform as a team. So that's why having a team aligned is more than ever very, very important. And I'm going to talk to you as when I finish about my offer of team alignment, powerful performing team. But let's continue with the principles or tenets to help leaders to manage hybrid teams. Hybrid teams. Number 2, I talked about team alignment. Number 3, how you keep the relationship developing and growing. What are the mechanisms that you have thought about to make this happening? And how you are going to grow your teams together when they are separated. It might become very simple if you think still about the process of global teams, as long as number 1 and 2 are in place. Team's purpose, team alignment, right? Holding teams accountable. That has been one of the biggest concerns I've been hearing from leaders about keeping teams working from home. They ask themselves, well, I'm not sure if my team is going to be able to perform without having my watch, and so on and so forth. I think this is a misconception, to be honest with you. Because if you have empowered your team, empowerment, and you trust your team genuinely, authentically, they are going to hold themselves accountable because they will be very loyal to you as their leaders, and they are going to deliver. And as I said before, perhaps even better, higher productivity, better quality. So empower and trust your teams and believe that they are going to do it and they will do it. So the role of the leader of these hybrid teams, it's changing. So in my view, again, not only driven by this post-pandemic, it's been a tendency, a trend. So first of all, the best leaders today are the ones who, number 1, love themselves unconditionally. SELF, or selves, SELVES. Love yourself unconditionally. Look at the mirror every day and be sure that you are great and everything else will grow around it. But attention, please. This is not about arrogance. It is about appreciation of who you are and what you are. And be thankful for that. Number 2, consciously savvy. And consciousness bring self-awareness, high level of self-awareness. You know what you are, and once you find out that what you are is great, you are going to be working on those things that will make you a better person every day, whether as a leader, as a husband, as a father, as a wife, as a sister, as a brother, doesn't matter, because you know what you are and you appreciate it. The next one here, compassionate and empathic. You know, there is a difference between these two. Compassion is really to make sure that you are taking care of others' needs. Empathy is to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and see, the situation from others' lens. But it doesn't have to be that you have to live like that person. It's only to bring to you that level of understanding and comprehension of the situation they are going through. And make sure that you use this to support your teams. Because sometimes some people are going through very different struggles, but they are afraid to share this with their leaders because they think they're going to show weakness. But if you, as a leader, you open up for this kind of environment where your teams, the members of your teams, can share with you whatever, I can assure you the level of trust will grow like crazy for both parties. And how good would that be, right? Be vulnerable yourself, leaders. There is nothing wrong about you also sharing your struggles with your teams. The time that we were forbidden to talk about this because of show vulnerability, because this would show or equal to weakness, this is gone. These times are gone. And thank God, because we are, before being anything, we are human beings. Human beings. That means that we have the right to feel, to suffer like anybody else, no matter what is the title that we are carrying on. Don't make your title being a burden. On the opposite, make your title to be a pathway to growth as a human being, not just like a leader. Because if you make it a pathway to growth as a human being, this is going to be way much more sustainable. Next, low judgment. When you lower judgment first to yourself, you are going to be doing this to anybody around you. And what that does is very simple. You are going to see situations the way they are and not just, creating layers of assumptions that has nothing to do with the situation itself. Focus on the problem, but the way it is, and focus on the solution. Be a servant to your teams. It should go the other way around. You are their servant. You should be there for them 100% of the time. Because if you do that, they are going to be there for you 100% of the time. I can assure you. They will have your back no matter what. And it will come natural. Okay? Think about this. Champions in inclusiveness. There's nothing more critical and important for a leader of global teams, hybrid teams, than first understand the differences in their teams, the differences about people, about culture, the way they think of things, the way what is important for them, and bring this to a common ground. That's a major for a great leader today, because we are global, right? And inclusiveness is very, very critical. And being a role model of inclusiveness as a leader is priceless. This is something that will take you leaders to a complete different level in your leadership. Also, think about this. Inclusiveness, very important. Focused on results, not in actions. I think one of the biggest struggles for leaders dealing with hybrid teams is because leaders are most times focused on actions, having people busy. And sometimes they don't even know why they are doing what they are doing, because the leader don't know either, but they are busy. They have to be busy. How about having them working towards achieving results in a productive manner, dropping non-added value activity, empowering them to be able to do so. And for that to happen, they have to have the ability of questioning and make sure that what they are doing does have a positive impact. Otherwise, they will drop it and they will stop being so busy and will start to being very, very effective and productive and delivering results to you leaders and to your organizations with a way much better quality. Think about this as well. I talk about empower. Empowerment also helps increasing trust. Empowerment help with increasing of ownership and accountability. If I am empowered, I feel like I have the responsibility to deliver and to do what I am expected to do. Because I don't have somebody just watching me and make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I am empowered. I am accountable. And I am the owner of my business, whatever part of this business is with me. You see the difference? Okay, I'm going to leave this for today for your reflection. And again, I want to offer my support. Eva Dias at phoenixhcsolutions.com. I have different offers to help you in these different topics that I just shared with you, particularly the tenets of management or leading a hybrid team. I can offer you offers in team alignment, many different things. It all depends of what you want to do. Don't stay there blocking yourself. Come and talk to me. I might have the solution for your team's effectiveness. Thank you so very much again. And I'll be back next week. So I love you. Thank you.